What is up, everybody? Thank you for checking in on my review. My name is Wes. This is Top Shelfers, and we just got done beating Secret of Mana. Now, we did play the remastered version on the PC, and I did use mouse and keyboard like an idiot. So please keep that in mind while we go through this review. Now, if this is your first time watching, I review games based off 10, sometimes 11 different categories, those being graphics and visuals, gameplay mechanics, story and narrative, audio and sound design, replay value, difficulty and balance, world design and exploration, performance and technical stability, community and multiplayer if it is applicable, innovation and originality, and then hours versus dollars spent. So, Secret of Mana is a classic. Came out on the SNES, and then there was several, or I think there was one, maybe two remakes or remasters along the line. And my God, what a wonderful game. Through and through, it took a minute to get comfortable with the controls on mouse and keyboard. But once I got it down, and once it wasn't extremely frustrating, the game is such a joy to go through. It really is. With that being said, let's just hop right into these different categories. So graphics and visuals, the quality of the game's graphics, including art style, realism, animation quality, and overall visual appeal. I love the way the game looked. I really do. The remaster, all the colors are very vibrant. Every single person has different detail to them. All the different areas are vastly different. The creatures are unique. They do have some repeating stuff as it goes on. There's definitely repeats of people in the city. There's repeats of monsters, just different color coded. But overall, everything, the first time you see something in that game, you're like, oh, what the hell? And I think that is a very important thing in a game like this. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Gameplay mechanics. So how smooth and intuitive the controls are, the complexity and depth of gameplay systems, and the overall enjoyment of playing the game. Now, if I was rating it just based off of how bad it was for mouse and keyboard on the PC, it'd probably be a 1. It really is dog shit. It wasn't, but that's the thing, is it wasn't made to be played on mouse and keyboard. I'm just a stubborn idiot who likes to play on mouse and keyboard, and instead of walking 10 feet over to grab my controller somewhere over there, I was like, I'll just play on mouse and keyboard and figure it out. It took 8 hours to even get comfortable with it. It wasn't until the last quarter of the game I was like, okay, I think I get it now. With that being said, there is a lot of depth to this game. The combat, way more depth than you would expect. The combat isn't just a slash and dash type of thing. You got to be smart with it. Any mobs can kill you if you're being dumb. You have to pay lots of attention to the two people who are following you or whoever you're controlling. But it is fun to play. I didn't spend time leveling up magic, and that played a role in the last boss being so difficult for me. But overall, just a very fun game to play. I'm going to give it another 8.5. Story and narrative. The quality of the storyline, character development, dialogue, and how engaging and immersive the overall narrative experience is. Wonderful. The characters in this game, you know what this game has that you just don't see a lot of anymore? Charm. The characters have charm. Between the funny and the serious parts, you can see their individuality just shining through. Right? It really is good. There's characters that you hate in this game. You despise. The villains are cool and interesting, and you kind of see where they're coming from and what they're trying to accomplish. The first town that the people in the town that you're raised in, they're pieces of shit. I'm still mad that they didn't die. There is so much character development in such an old video game that it really makes me just want to throw everything away and only go back and play old JRPGs. The storyline itself too is phenomenal. It's not a Game of Thrones, but it's very much you got to become the hero by doing XYZ. Here's the things, here's the trials, here's the tribulations. I loved it. I'm gonna give it a 9. Audio and sound design, the quality of the sound effects, music, and voice acting, and how well they contribute to the atmosphere and overall gaming experience. The sound effects and music are amazing. They really are. Now the music is really loud in the game. I think that may just be, I don't know, bad port. But the music is really good, and then you can switch it to the original music, and you get that 8-bit, 16-bit type music, and it just sounds amazing. The sound effects are great throughout the game. I like the way everything sounds, considering what it is. The voice acting wasn't bad. I felt like all the characters' voices matched. I got tired of hearing that fucking dial-up guy's name. He's just a piece of shit who was weak and lost, and that's my opinion. I'll hold it to the grave. But overall, I thought the audio and sound design was great. We're going to give it another 8. Replay value. The extent to which the game encourages replayability through multiple endings, side quests, New Game Plus, multiplayer mods, or other factors. I feel like this is one of those games where you fall in love with it and you just want to play it again just to play it again. I don't think there's much that I mean, I'm sure there's things that I missed. I didn't level up all the weapons. I didn't level up all the magic. I'm sure I didn't explore every nook and cranny. There's definitely, I'm sure there's secrets in the game. The name is Secret of Mana. I didn't find a lot, but I wasn't going on my way to do it. I feel like there is replayability here, just not like in your face replayability. It's not like I can go back and play on a harder mode or do DLC or anything like that. But I'm not turned off like other games of going back and playing this again. I'm going to give it a 6.5. Difficulty and balance. How well the game is balanced in terms of challenge, difficulty, progression, and fairness, catering both the casual and hardcore gamers. Yeah, there's definitely hard parts in this game. If you aren't paying attention to leveling up your weapons and spells, if you're not upgrading your armor, you're going to get stomped out by mobs. It's that simple. There's a couple times that I had to go back and level up more. The last boss really put me through the ringer. I died and rinsed and repeated for about 2 hours, and I finally rage quit and had to come back and do it again. Really, it was just my bad attitude. If I came back and did it the first time, I just needed to really focus in. But there's difficulty to it. It's not just play the game and run around and kill shit. You need to be paying attention and managing your resources and stuff like that. I think it honestly is a perfect balance, or as close to a perfect balance of being difficult but not too bad, and casual so you can still learn and enjoy in the beginning. I'm going to give that a 9. World design and exploration, the richness and detail of the game world, the diversity of environments, and the sense of discovery and exploration offered to the player. All the zones feel different. Everywhere you go is different. I really like that about it. Whether it's just the decorations, the details, even from house to house, there's differences. And I really appreciate that. That's when you know the developers are making a game because they love and have a passion for it and not just going after money, right? I mean, this was when the SNES came out. It was a crapshoot if they were going to be successful or not. And these were one of the people that were very successful. You can see it too. One thing that we talked about when we beat Mass Effect that we don't see a lot in games is just the attention to details that don't matter. You know, the items on a table, the background, the books on a bookshelf, like the water, you know, making splashes like in Mass Effect. There's no reason to program it in, but they did it to make it just that much better. You see that in this game through and through. It really is there. Is there exploration? Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, you definitely have to run around and look at stuff. The one thing that this game can definitely be hit or miss for people is it's one where when you go in a room and kill stuff, when you go out of the room and go back in, it respawns. For some people, they love it. Some people, they don't. I just mentioned that here because you can't just run around most areas and look around. I'm going to give this a 7.5. Performance and technical stability, so how well the game runs technically, including factors such as frame rate, loading times, optimization across different platforms, and the absence of bugs and glitches. The only negative here is the optimization across different platforms. and I really don't think that that should take away points. It didn't run well in the game. It just didn't. Or, I mean, excuse me, it didn't run well on mouse and keyboard, but I don't think that's the game's fault, right? Wasn't built to be a PC game. Technically, everything ran well. No frame rate issues. Loading times were pretty much absent. You save a lot and then you load, and there's not really any gaps. Bugs and glitches, I didn't see one single one, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna give that a 8.5. No multiplayer, so we'll skip over this. Now, this is an interesting topic: innovation and originality. So the extent to which the game introduces fresh ideas, innovative gameplay mechanics, or unique twists on existing genres, contributing to its overall creativity and distinctness. One thing I want to point out: August 6, 1993 is when the first Secret of Mana came out. There is a lot of stuff that they brought to the table in 1993. A lot of ways to do things. Now, of course, they're competing with your Final Fantasies, your Chrono Triggers, and different games of the JRPG genre of that time. But there's a reason why they're popular. They polished a lot of the mechanics, they brought depth to it, and they made it enjoyable with a good story and difficulty where it needed to be. I feel like they were very innovative for the time, and I feel like the remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, does stand the test of time as well. I'm going to give this an 8. Last but not least, our hours versus dollars. Ignore that. That's a game that we might play at some point. Secret of Mana for the PC right now is $40. I spent just under 20 hours in the game. And that's not doing everything. As you can see, I got 78% of the achievements, not going after the achievements. Missed some monsters. Didn't level up all my magic. Didn't level up all my weapons. Didn't visit all the locations of my mount. Didn't obtain all of the torso gear. Didn't complete the guide. Didn't obtain all the headgear. Didn't obtain all the arm gear. So as you can see, there's still, even with playing the game straightforward, there's still stuff that I missed. $40 for 20 hours, not horrible, not the best, but if you're a completionist, I think you're going to get right at that 40 for 40. So we're going to give that an 8.5 as well. Now, if I don't lose my breath, let's get our handy dandy calculator out here and, or not lose my breath, lose my voice here. Let's see where we're sitting. Very high. An 8.2 out of 10 for Secret of Mana. I think that is second or third highest rating that we've done so far this year. I think there's only maybe a handful of games that are beating that right now. Detroit Become Human and probably Control. Just remember Quiet Place, A Road Ahead. Doo-doo water ass game. Don't forget that. Yeah, I think the only other game that's higher than that right now is Control at an 8.9. So we're talking high level game. Very high level game. Very fun. Check it out. It's worth your time. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.